There is one thing in life you cannot have too much of. Stay tuned. Damon here with NLP Gym. Gratitude just because. Now, if you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can get these videos on a regular basis. Gratitude just because. Why? Why should we feel grateful? What has this life done for us? How is this life worthy of my gratitude? This is actually the way that I used to feel. I went through a very cynical phase in my life, and I remember hearing George Carlin say, because he was asked about his bitterness and his seeming to be angry at the world and his cynicism. And basically what he said was, if you scratch the surface of any cynic, you'll find an idealist right below the surface. And that was so true for me. And I'm happy to say that I'm back to being an idealist, and I'm back to being a hopeless romantic, a much wiser one who accepts the negative things in life as just being a part of life. There was a time where I actually felt like, okay, when life proves that it's worthy of my happiness, worthy of my gratitude, then I'll be happy and then I'll be grateful. And it just doesn't really work like that. And I meet people like that all the time who they're waiting for something. They're waiting to be grateful. Financially wealthiest people in life aren't necessarily the most grateful people. I've met a lot of financially wealthy people who are bitter and angry and very ungrateful. So money is not going to give you gratitude. However, there are those people who it doesn't matter what's going on in life, they just seem to be grateful. They just seem to be happy. And I used to think that this had to be like, this is just how they were made genetically. This is how the chemicals in their body worked. And there may be some truth to that. I don't know. If you talk to these people, and if they're aware of why they're happy, they will tell you that indeed it is a choice. Gratitude is a lot like just taking the time to stop and look at all the little things in life that are absolutely amazing, like looking up and seeing stars. The idea that you're seeing something that is, a distance so far that you can't even fathom how far that star is from you, and yet you can see it. There's these little small things like that. One time Milton Erickson, he used to give his clients strange assignments, and one of them was for this guy to stare at a patch of grass and to count how many shades of green he could find. What an amazing exercise to get someone to stop running through life, to stop being a slave to a routine, and to look at what is actually there. It makes me think of, there was a time when my eating habits were just terrible. And I decided, I'm going to clean this up. I want to be healthier. This was several years ago, and I haven't gone back since. I haven't relapsed. I still do eat junk food from time to time. I am human. But the funniest thing happened whenever I cleaned up my diet is I appreciated the taste of regular food so much more. My taste buds had become so desensitized to all the sugar and the salt and the processed foods and the fats and the oils and all these things that they're terrible for your body, but they dull your taste buds as well. When I cleaned all that up, I remember one time I just broiled a piece of fish, and I didn't add anything to it. No oil, no butter, no nothing. And I remember just eating it and realizing just the taste of the fish, how delicious it was, the natural taste of the fish. And then I steamed some broccoli, and I ate some of that. Some broccoli, and I never liked broccoli as a kid. And suddenly I could appreciate, like, this is what real nutrients taste like. This is what real food tastes like. And I so appreciated that. In a sense, appreciation is a lot like gratitude. And the sensitivity came back to my taste buds. So now I enjoy food so much more than I did whenever my eating habits were really bad. Gratitude is the same way. We get locked in our routines. We're running from one place to the next. We're trying to get so much done, and it just never seems like enough. Stop. Go do something fun. Stop and stare at the grass and see how many colors you can count, how many shades of green you can count. Stop and go look outside at night and just look at the stars, look at the moon, look how marvelous that is. Just stop and think about breathing and how there's like this unlimited supply of oxygen and it just keeps us alive. When you stop to be grateful about really simple things like this, instead of only being grateful when you win the lottery or something unexpected happens that's really good, the strangest thing happens when the happiness and the gratitude will come from within, and you will realize that all the things you were seeking to make yourself happy, to the things that you were seeking that you said, well, when I have that, then I'll be grateful. What you'll start to notice is that that's not how it works. How it works is that it comes from within. And if you just feel grateful and happy from within, a lot of those things actually still come your way anyway. It's very, very strange. And what that does, though, it reinforces that you do not need these things to make you happy. You don't need these things to be grateful. You can conjure that right now within yourself. The other thing about being happy, and I've stressed this over and over, it's what I teach in Transforming Yourself. When your values are aligned with your behavior, when you are living the life of what you value, the highest values, happiness and gratitude just naturally come. My mentor, Steve Andreas, said, gratitude is the one thing in life you can never have too much of. You can overdose on it. You can't have so much gratitude that you become arrogant about it. That's impossible. Gratitude. So gratitude can be a value, but it can also be a quality that exists within you. And when I worked on that quality, life changed overnight. So just stop and think about what you're grateful for. I do it every morning. I write out 3 new things that I'm grateful about. And the funny thing is that I'm actually now, and maybe I should seek help for this, but I'm grateful for when things don't go my way. I'm grateful for mild misfortunes in my life because I know that I'm learning something, and I know that it's good for me not to get my way all the time, because if I did, I would be probably an arrogant asshole, and that's something I absolutely don't want to be. So I actually write this out sometimes. This happened to me and I didn't like it, but I'm grateful that it happened. And that is a lesson in itself, being grateful for something that didn't go your way. Try that out. It's a challenge. Find your way. There is a way to that. Now, what I'm not suggesting is like I did when I lived in LA, where everybody's supposed to be positive, and in Los Angeles, you know, even though it could be the worst day of your life, you have to force a smile. And even if you know your best friend's stabbing you in the back and twisting a knife, you're supposed to put on a smile and be happy. That's not what I'm talking about, you know, and that falls in line with affirmations, like just slapping on a smile, telling yourself you're happy and you're grateful, and forcing all these negative feelings back down where they came from to the point that you feel constipated. That's not it. You have to accept the negativity. You have to accept the negative feelings as that's where you're starting from. And then go from there and challenge yourself to find the happiness. Challenge yourself to find the gratitude. If Viktor Frankl, the man who wrote Man's Search for Meaning, could find happiness in a concentration camp, you can find happiness right now wherever you are sitting watching this video. Challenge yourself to do that. Don't pretend. Challenge yourself to do that. Find the way. There is always a way. And find your way to just being grateful just because. And you'll realize that waiting around for life to be worthy of your gratitude is not going to do anything. Life has nothing to prove to you, and it won't. Be grateful for your own sake. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Follow us on Facebook, and as I mentioned before, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, if you like this video, please click like right down here and leave a comment or a question that I can answer for you. Take care.